So welcome back to Emerald Minecraft. Today we're doing a general tutorial over the regular hostile mobs you can find in the overworld. And we'll just get right into it, telling you what they are, kind of how they work, and what they can give you. The first one, and probably the most common mob you find in the game, is the zombie. They actually come in two different forms. This is the regular form. They can also come as a zombie villager, which looks just like a regular villager, except green, and they chase after you with their arms like that. Anyway, zombies have a lot of different drops. Their most common drop is rotten flesh. Its use is actually an emergency food source, though it's not the best, because it inflicts you with the status hunger, which makes your hunger bar fall quickly, but it can still save you if you're really gonna need it. They can drop potatoes and carrots, which you can use to farm. It can be pretty useful. They also, on occasion, will drop iron ingots and different iron tools and armor. They can also carry different weapons and armor when they spawn, which can make them considerably more difficult than just a walking little zombie. If it's carrying a sword and has some armor on it, it can be pretty tough. Number two is actually this guy right here. He's a skeleton. For new beginner players, I actually suggest that you stay away from all the guys on this side as much as possible because they can be pretty deadly. Skeletons have a bow and arrow. They attack ranged, and they can shoot pretty fast, so they can deal a whole lot of damage, and if you don't know how to really approach them, they can kill you off pretty fast, especially if there's a group of them. Skeletons, common drop is bones, which can be used to both tame wolves, or it can be broken down into bone meal and help your farm grow faster. They also occasionally drop arrows and can drop armor and bows that you can then use to fire back. Over here we have some spiders. You can see that there's actually two different types of spiders here. The larger one here is the regular spider that you find just about everywhere in the overworld. And the smaller one here is actually the cave spider. Cave spiders are actually more deadly and dangerous than the regular spiders, even though they attack for the same amount of hit points, and they have the same number of hit points also. The cave spider can actually inflict you with poison, and while most mobs are 2 blocks high and 1 wide, the larger spider is actually only 1 block high and 2 wide, which makes it difficult for him to get through certain areas, and it's easy to defend against him. However, the cave spider is actually only 1 block by 1 block, which allows him to get through any hole that you make. Both of them jump when attacking you, and if they can hit you while they're falling, they deal critical damage to you. The next most common mob that you run into is this guy right here. He's the creeper. He's got a close range attack that goes off 3 seconds after he gets next to you, and then he explodes. It instantly kills him and it destroys blocks around you as well as any items that are lying on the ground. They deal a lot of damage, and they make no noise unlike all the other mobs, except for when they're walking you can hear their footsteps on the ground. The drops of the creeper are gunpowder. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the drops for the spider. Which can be the gunpowder can be used for TNT. These mobs are probably the biggest griefer mob, and if you can, just stay far away from them until you get pretty good at combat. It's becoming day. I'm set 1800. I don't want these guys to disappear on me. Spiders drop 2 different items, string and spider's eyes. String, it can be used to make wool or bows and fishing rods, and spider's eyes can both be a food source, which instantly poisons you, but it can be useful in certain situations where you have plenty of hit points, but you need your hunger up real quick so you can run away or such, or if you just need to get your hunger up just a little bit to keep your to counter the effects of hunger from the rotten flesh. In combination with rotten flesh, it can actually be used pretty well. Next up, we have the Enderman. Endermen are a very dangerous mob. One thing that's unusual about them is they're actually neutral until you make them aggressive, while all the other mobs are naturally aggressive. You can make them aggressive either by attacking them or by looking at them for an extended period of time, or any period of time for that matter. Enderman attacks are considerably stronger than most mobs' attacks, and they can also teleport around, and they move very fast, which makes them difficult to run away from. However, Endermen are weak against water and will take damage if they step into water or are rained on in any way. They drop an interesting item called the Ender Pearl, which can be thrown like a snowball or an egg, and causes you to teleport to the location that it lands at, though you'll take half-hearted damage whenever this happens. And it can also be infused with blaze powder to make what's called an Eye of Ender, which leads you to the end portal frame in each level, or in the stronghold, and then can activate the end portal frame also. Over here we have a relatively new mob called the Witch, also very dangerous. Try and stay away from these if you can. Interesting thing about witches is they only spawn in one biome in the game, unlike other mobs, which can spawn in all biomes. And they look like a villager with a freckle on their nose with a hat, and they attack with ranged splash potions, which can cause considerable amounts of damage, and if there's other mobs nearby, can severely dampen your effect and can get you killed off very fast. For example, they can inflict you with slow and weakness, which obviously slows you down and makes your attacks less powerful. They're also immune to fire damage, as they will drink a potion of fire resistance if you hit them with it, and they can also heal themselves. They have a lot of different drops, most of which can be used in crafting, including multiple different types of potions, such as a potion of healing, swiftness, fire resistance, or any of the common elements used in brewing, such as glowstone, gunpowder, redstone, sugar, or spider's eyes. You can also get glass bottles from them. Oh, I didn't forget to mention something about cave spiders. They only spawn inside abandoned mining shafts, though that can happen in any biome, and they always spawn from a spawner, and witches always spawn inside of huts inside of swamp biomes. This mob right here is called the slime, and the slime comes in 3 different sizes. This is a medium-sized slime. Whenever you destroy a large or a medium-sized slime, it actually breaks down into between 2 and 4 slimes of the next size down, and only the smallest slimes, when hit, actually die, though only the large and the medium-sized slimes can actually deal damage to you. The small slimes kind of just hop around and get in your way and can be annoying and can block attacks from hitting other mobs. Slimes can drop a slime ball, and very rarely a magma cream, which can be used in brewing. Slime balls can be used to make magma cream when combined with blaze powder from a blaze, or they can be used to make sticky pistons. Slimes are incredibly useful for experience, as one large slime, if it splits 4 times each time, will end up as 16 small cubes, and each one gives you the same amount of experience as any other normal mob. As you saw, it started raining and our Enderman got hit by the rain. He took some damage and he teleported away, like I said earlier. We got one more mob we're going to go talk about, and that's these little guys over here. These are called Silverfish. Silverfish are found also in one place commonly, and that is the strongholds found in each overworld. They actually spawn from a spawner, and I have heard a rumor and have slightly experienced it myself where occasionally at low levels they can spawn inside of blocks of stone underground near the diamond layer. There were actually 3 in here, and I'm guessing that the 3rd has actually gone into this rock, because I know that they can go into rocks themselves. And this is now not a block of cobblestone, but a block of monster egg. And if I were to attack one of these silverfish on regular survival mode or adventure mode, they'd call out to their friend and he'd pop out of this stone and come chasing after me. Nice thing about silverfish is they have relatively weak attacks and relatively few hit points. The thing is, they move kind of quick, and they're small and hard to hit and hard to aim at, and there can be lots and lots of them at the same time. Other than that, they're not too bad. They also don't have any drops that are useful, but they can be useful for farming experience. Well, that's it for all your regular hostile mobs that you can find in the overworld. Again, anybody who's a beginner, please, for your own sake, if you see any of these 3 mobs, run away until you get good enough to combat them and you understand how they work. There will be tutorials that I will be putting up, and you should be seeing links coming up on the page, if I have uploaded them yet, on different tactics to fight each of these mobs. Go ahead and check those out if you're interested. And in our next tutorial, we're going to be going over the stronger hostile mobs, specifically the ones that you would find in the Nether. And until you guys come back and check out another video, thanks for watching. I'm Amaral. Please like the videos and subscribe, and happy Minecrafting.